It's our fair part show. It's our fair part show. We all love one show. It's our fair part show. Little Annie.
Ah, yes. Little Annie. Hi, I'm Liam. Welcome to the Off-Air Podcast. Got Ben over there.
Hello there.
Belle.
Hello.
And producer Andy.
Present.
How you said hello there is how my dad answers the phone.
Hello there.
Yeah. You know,
That's Irish.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that.
well, he's got. That's my family's Irish.
Isn't he a bit British?
He was born in England, but all our family, like his parents, are born in Ireland, and their family is still in Ireland.
Bit of a mutt.
Can I just get your dad on for St. Patrick's Day?
No, that wouldn't work because it has to be the most famous possible Irish person for
Well.
St. Patrick's Day.
It's a good segue that because my understanding is that you guys have
That's what I was about to say. At the moment, Liam's dad's looking pretty
You're
good
whiffing.
for me.
Well, maybe we could get a little update with some of the producers just to see how we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Brody.
Guys, Brody and Tom, could we get you in the studio quickly just for the Off-Air Podcast? Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. I think I'm glad Brody was listening because he's walked straight in. Tom didn't catch that.
Just really quickly, Brody and Tom. Brody, will go you first. Getting an update on the St. Patrick's Day interview chasing. How's that going?
Hasn't been as clean or as great as I first imagined.
Yep.
So I'm thinking impersonations
Okay.
of famous
No.
Irish people
Yeah.
might be more appropriate than the actual people
Could you,
themselves.
Brody, if push came to shove and you had to be a character, could you give us a bit of Bono or possibly Conor McGregor?
Yes.
Give us a little bit now just to see if
I
we.
was going to attempt it, and then
I'll close my eyes just
Go
to see if it'll fool me.
Hey, I told you.
Okay.
No, I told you I am the king of the world. Drink me whiskey.
Not bad.
Is that Bono?
Not bad. That was Connor, I suppose.
Oh, was that supposed to be Conor McGregor?
That was.
Dude, that was like Cockney London guy.
All right.
All
so-
right, man.
What I will say is on my
So
team.
far, Team Bell and Brody not going too well.
If you didn't know, by the way, just to fill you in, we're all trying to get a famous Irish person on with a producer reach for St. Patrick's Day. If you didn't catch that, Tom, I appreciate the initiative you have been showing. You sent me a big email with lots of potential names, and you were reaching out to some people, and I also reached out to some people. How are we feeling though? I feel like we're pretty lukewarm, right? We don't have any like hard leads at the moment.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think I've sort of gone away from an actual Irish person.
Yeah.
And more of
What? The entire premise of the game.
Impersonation.
and
get
like
Bell on.
no, like an Australian Irish
Yeah,
person, like
yeah.
someone with Irish descent.
Right, so
guy-
we just found out that Liam's dad is half Irish, so I just said, can
I'm
I
wearing a
just have
clatter
Liam's
ring.
dad?
I have
Right.
Irish descent, but I wouldn't count because it needs to be the most famous Irish person.
The guy had elbow up the other day.
Excuse me, can you not reveal?
Yeah. What the hell?
You're spoiling the fun.
Well, I got a tip for you. The guy's not Irish.
Is he Italian?
I've got a tip for you, babe. He is.
Yeah, he is. Me and Tom looked it up on Wikipedia. His mother is Irish Australian.
I also think that defeats the premise of it. Get someone who's 1% Irish.
Yeah.
He's never been there.
They have to have an accent.
Nothing about it. His surname is Albanese.
Yeah, look, I think...
But he's the Prime Minister.
Of Australia,
Not of
not
Ireland.
Ireland.
So two teams, they're absolutely shitting the bed. Andy and I, we've got our own pickle to deal with because we've got two.
We actually have two.
Bollocks.
And so we're trying to
Bollocks.
decide who do we go with.
Well, who do you think deserves it more? Because clearly, Tom and myself have shown more initiative than Brody and Bell. I think they've
we,
just forgotten.
We had our own initiative.
if we throw one of our offcuts to some other
Yes.
team, would we do two interviews? Isn't the whole
I
point
feel
of
like
it?
you just do one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
No, I mean, like, are they both worth speaking to?
Absolutely.
Is one Damien Lee?
No.
Okay.
They're,
Are they of that ilk?
they're both.
Did you get the band you wanted?
They both live in Ireland
Did you get the band you wanted?
But that's pretty good.
and have the two guests have sold a collective 500 million records worldwide.
Yeah, I know who they got.
Holy
That's so
heck.
annoying.
Do we do them both? I feel bad if we just do
Oh
one.
God, I know who you got. That's
Bono
so...
and the Edge?
Nah.
Jesus, that's just... Is it Larry Mullen Jr.?
Let's not spoil
Let's not
the
spoil
bit.
it.
Okay, that's great. That's
spoil
crazy. Is
the
it someone from like Thin Lizzy? Like,
Look,
so not
we'll
filling it,
show
but,
our
like-
hand next week. We'll show our hand next week.
That's exciting.
So,
That's
yeah, but hang on. So do we just all give up because you've got some now? Is that it?
Well,
No, we
you
keep.
gotta
We
try and
all
top
keep.
me.
We try
You
and
gotta
top.
Yeah.
We try and
We're
top
not
it.
going to top you.
Also,
I know
just-
who you've got.
just-
We're not going to top you.
Just
Yeah.
going
It's a
back
give up.
to
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are defeated so
Can't give
quickly. You both gone, oh, well, give up.
Can't give up. You can't give up.
I suppose that's it then. We still do have literally a week from now.
Yeah.
Literally a week from now. There will
Yeah.
be some very famous Irish people on the show.
All right, Tom Brody, thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
I've got
Actually, no, just quickly. Sorry, while I've got you, Tom. Just there was one point of business. Yesterday, International Women's Day, I was out doing the phones. Very hard work, and there was one point where. Because Belle kept in the show, it was obviously we had women on the show, and Belle was like, "Oh, Ben's here pressing the buttons," and you'd go, "Yeah," or whatever. There was one point you went, "Hello there," and I leaned to you, Tom, and said, "That's his Obi-Wan Kenobi moment." Did you know what I was talking about?
No.
You have no idea.
Didn't think so. And then I tried it on with a couple of other people because you kept saying hello there throughout the morning, and no one understood what it was. It's from the Revenge of the Sith. At some point, Obi he drops down to confront General Grievous, who's of course
Tom, you don't have to.
He's
listen
not
to
a
this.
he's not a Sith, but he's defeated many
This is
Jedi.
where I usually zone out.
Right.
Tom, stay, please.
Yeah.
He has many a lightsaber of Jedis that he's killed, and he can split his arm into 4 parts.
And then Obi and General Grievous have a big fight.
Yes.
And Obi rides off on a lizard.
Yep.
On a lizard.
But what the point that I'm getting at is Obi-Wan Kenobi drops down and goes, "Hello there," and so that's what I
okay.
was.
Thanks, Tom.
Right.
Thanks,
Thanks
Tom.
so much for having me.
Appreciate it, Tom.
It's okay.
Watch the movie so you know what I'm talking
Sure.
about.
You don't have to.
Couple of quick orders of business.
Yes.
Shout out to people who are getting in touch via the Instagram DMs. Bill, you said you'd do that. You haven't been doing it. If anything, I think I'm kind of more across the DMs than most people.
Yeah, I did forget about that.
Yeah, I thought you did. Tyson Curry got in touch. Shout out to Tyson Curry.
Any relation to Denzel
No.
or butter chicken?
or Rogan.
Stephen.
Who's Stephen,
Stephen Curry.
Oh, Stephen Curry, the Australian. Hey?
He voices Nigel Thornbury. Stephen
Stephen Curry does Nigel Thornberry.
Wait,
the
yes.
Australian
what?
Stephen Curry.
No, you're thinking of a different. Oh no, I'm thinking of.
Stephen Curry, the basketball.
No, I'm
No.
thinking of. Who am I thinking
The
of?
voice of Nigel
No,
Thornberry.
I'm thinking of the Rocky Horror guy. He's also a Curry, right?
Well, now we have to Google
Tim
it.
Curry.
I'm thinking of Tim Curry. I'm thinking of the wrong Curry. Yeah,
Right.
So there's a lot of
I was
Currys out
blown
there.
away that Stephen
No,
Curry.
Stephen Curry is the Australian guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Tim
From
Curry.
the castle, yeah.
Tim Curry. You would know his face if you saw him. Yeah.
No, we're talking about Tyson Curry.
And then
Sorry,
there's
Bill?
Stephen Curry, who's the basketballer.
Yep.
Cool.
And then the Rogan Josh is a meal you can have at a curry
God.
restaurant. Belle, I'm just trying to clear everything up because people
Yeah.
be super confused.
Bill, what are you saying?
Also, in good content can also sometimes be
Yeah.
referred to as curry.
Good curry,
Bit
yeah.
of good curry. Yeah.
I got a bit of business as well.
I haven't
from
even.
the
What are you
Alpha
talking
Squad.
about? I'm still
He's-
going.
he's
Yeah, that's what
halfway
I was
through
going to
his
say. You're
curry.
still going.
We also have
I
another.
said I had 4 small bits of.
Oh no, we're 3 minutes over.
We have,
Oh
we
shit.
have a long-standing 9:35 order of business which
Can we-
I forgot.
Why don't we put in a? Why don't we pause this? We'll put in a SpongeBob 5
What?
minutes
Yeah.
later,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then we'll come back on after we've done our.
we
other
got
meeting.
some business to attend to. We'll be back with more business after this
Very
short
good.
intermission.
And we are back.
Update from the last 5 minutes. I accidentally spilt your tea. You might have known your coffee. You
I
might have
saw
noticed.
that. I was
Yeah.
like, did I?
Whoa, you ass bitch.
Oh, I
Spilled
thought
the
I did.
tea.
I thought
Yeah,
I
that's
did
me.
that, but
How'd that
Andy,
happen?
how'd you do that?
I was rumping around trying to connect our chat and my hand straight onto your mug.
That's
Sorry-
all right.
sorry
I'm not
about
too bad. The coffee was horrible anyway. There's no coffee beans here at Nova at the moment, so I'm having to drink instant. And I used to like instant, but since having the machine brew, it's a bit rough going back.
Machine brew is pretty nice. Yeah.
So
Anyway,
anyway,
where were we? I know we got our curry
I was
wires
trying to
crossed.
talk about Tyson Curry. Then the curry wires got crossed, and then Belle butted in and tried to do her own order of business. I said I had 4 orders of business, Belle. Quick ones.
Yeah.
First one, Tyson Curry. He said, hey, I'm a silent podcaster that goes quietly about my business, but I noticed an interesting point of business. Remember when we got the podcast stats
Yeah.
from Nathan? Well, he said, was Dietrich Mateschitz robbed of a stat in the team member of the week count back?
Very
Yes,
true.
he was.
He
Oh,
was.
the Red Bull
Because
guy.
he won it.
Well, it was the last one of
It was
last
our
year.
last one of last year. It was our
No,
final.
well, technically, it was
Before
the
Ben went on
last
his honeymoon.
Yeah, it was the last Ben and Liam podcast.
So there was a miscount.
yeah, Yeah, that's right.
So you're right.
Oh.
So, and then really, you know, if that crucial detail was missed,
Yep.
What
then,
else was missed?
Yeah.
were the stats done right? I know he spent
Nathan-
hours on it, but what else was missed?
Nathan will be in bits about that, I reckon.
He'll be
He'll
absolute bits.
listen to
Yeah.
this. And he'll
When
just be
I was streaming last week, Nathan, shout out to Nathan, he's always on the streams,
Nathan Janda.
and he was throwing podcast stats out into the chat, and I was like talking to him about podcast stats.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
I can't remember the number.
Oh, yeah. When are we getting him on again? He's a stat guy. He's
I
a resident
can't
stat
remember
guy.
the number, but he gave me the total hours or minutes of Nova podcasts.
do that.
And then he had the
Seriously?
option to add the Triple J ones. And then he said he's going to try and find the fresh ones, so we can find how many total minutes of podcasts we've done.
That is insane.
It's wild. Henrietta Jean on the Ben Lehman Bell Alpha Squad page has done a wall post. Henrietta said, "I'm a bit behind in the podcasts, but I would like Liam to know that in the past I have had a sexy dream about him."
Nice.
Remember how we were all saying
Everyone had a
dreams
sexy dream
everyone,
about each other.
but no one's had one about Liam.
That was going to be my point of business, but yeah.
Well, it's good to know that, you know, you guys are loving yourself sick, but we now know that the audience, the good people that listen to the podcast,
For one person.
find me irresistibly sexy.
No, I think
Especially now I've got my new style going on. I've got a fade and I don't spike my hair up as much. It sort of just falls on top
Yeah.
of it.
Oh yeah, it's not as
You vibing it,
spiked,
Bill?
is it?
Is
I'm
it-
not vibing it.
I
Don't
think there's going to be a
look at
few.
me like
I
that.
think there's going to be a few dreams around the room.
All right, next order of business was Imran House, also on the Alpha Squad Facebook page, said, "Hey Ben, just wondering when do I apply my pre-emergent on my lawn?" Great question, Imran. I've done mine now, so I did mine last week. You basically want to do it before the start of the new season because that's when the weeds grow. So I recommend, there's a brand I use called Spartan. You can buy it online, and it comes in like a yellow kind of liquid colour. It's pretty good stuff. It's expensive, though.
Excellent. All right, and then so we got two more bits left.
No,
I mean,
that's
Belle,
three. That's
okay,
three.
Just can Belle
Oh,
have
well,
a...
then I just wanted to go through the
No,
merch.
Belle said that her order of business was mine.
Well, I had the order of business, which was the sexy dream about you.
Yes.
But there's also the in Alpha Squad, Ben
Oh, the
Williams
merch?
posting about the merch.
I've had in my diary now for weeks to sort this merch stuff out.
Don't
because,
throw it back. Hang on. This is what I wanted to use the
I'm not angry at you.
$1,000 for.
yeah, I'm
And
just
now
saying,
you guys are going,
Yeah, but I think...
I really want to get some merch.
Hang
I
on,
feel
are
like
we-
even t-shirts would be fun.
Also, are we having a punt? Are we putting that $1,000
what?
on Brendan Fraser to win the Oscar? We're going to do that, like
we
that guy
totally, we
said.
totally overlooked that.
Well, we've still got tomorrow's show, so we can do
Because
it.
we're doing the project thing today, so then, yeah.
We have to work out what we do with $1,000.
Are we backing Brendan?
I think we back.
Is the problem though the actual behind the scenes here? Is the problem we can't put $1,000 bet? Like, will no one take that bet?
No one tried.
I believe there's some that
We
you can only
do,
put like
but if we can't,
$50
we can
bets
do
on.
like 500.
No, I think the
It's
minimum
like-
bet's
it's like capped at
40
50.
or $50.
Because
it's
they're probably
a-
100% going to win it.
It's a predetermined event, so
there's
some
like rules around what you
people.
can
Some
bet.
people in the world know the answer to the question.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So therefore, they don't let you do massive bets.
Yeah.
Which I always found it weird you can bet on the hottest 100 because we obviously know that before.
I think same
I-
rule though.
I-
You
you can
wouldn't be
only
able to do a
bet
big
$50.
bet.
But
Right.
that's why we sign all that
I-
paperwork before.
In my like third year, I was tempted to do a multi on the top 10 because I had it on paper in front of me the day before. I was announcing it. I knew it.
That's got a name, sir. It's called fraud.
Yeah, I know.
That's why you sign all the papers saying you
I
won't
didn't.
bet on it.
I didn't
And you
do
won't
it.
reveal it.
But I
but-
must admit, there's a temptation there
Yeah.
going.
Well, yeah, of course.
Because
Yeah.
a bit of you in the back of your brain is going, well, how could they trace that back to me?
That was like when there was bets going on who was going to replace Chrissy Seven Brown. He was like, what
Yeah,
do
we
we
knew,
want
yeah.
to bet on?
That's true.
But you guys weren't an option deliberately.
Nah.
Yeah,
exactly.
because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
knew,
yeah.
we were such front runners for it in
Yeah.
terms of someone who put that bet up would have known that it was going to be us, therefore we
Yeah.
weren't an option.
There's nothing
Yeah, let's
stopping
look at it
me.
that way, not that we're nobodies.
There'd be nothing stopping me from betting on that because I'm not sworn to not bet on that.
Yeah.
But because it's a predetermined thing that people know, then they cap it at $50. So
Imagine
the
that.
most
It'd be a
people
bit
win
of
$50.
controversy. But imagine if I just fired up the boys group chat and just went Kendrick Lamar #1, like
Well,
get
then
on
they
it.
got a written proof
Right-
that
right
you
on it.
did that, and then
Yeah,
you're
but
out.
everyone would just be like, "Oh, that's so cool, man!" Like, and then
No,
you know,
they wouldn't.
You'd be a legend.
I'd be a big ledge. Like all the guys from Golden Grove and that sort of area would be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I like ledge."
Well, back to the merch.
Big ledge, man. He gives us all the hot tips on who's going to win the hottest 100.
Get up, you dog.
Come on, you big dog, and then
Mongrel.
yeah, but it didn't happen.
So Ben Williams and
Allegedly.
Alpha Squad is very keen for the merch. Few suggestions for T-shirt designs.
Yep.
Could have FS on a plinth. Custard Monster wearing the boot of Korpoth. And then there's a cosplay T-shirt as Star Wars episodes with Liam being Watto, Belle being Shmi, Andy being Lil Annie, and Ben as Qui-Gon Jinn.
I'm happy with that.
I would love if someone has some sort of artistic talent that listens to the podcast, or they're good with 3D printing or
did
AI.
you catch?
or,
Yeah, Kurt Badman.
What?
He's making the little plinth keyrings.
He's like
Wait,
a
what?
3D printer designer.
Remember
Like
Kurt Badman did
Hang
the designs?
on.
Remember
Yeah.
that's what he did for a living? He made things?
Yeah,
Remember
right.
that? We had him on the show?
Oh yeah.
the clue is in the surname.
Yeah.
He's a bad
He's a
man.
bad-
So
man.
there was a thread talking about the plinth keyrings.
Yeah.
And then Kurt,
How did I not see that?
someone tagged Kurt and said, "Hey, could you make this?" Like
Right.
a fellow Alpha Squad member. And then he said, "Hi, yeah." And then I commented on that and said, "No, legit, Kurt, could you make those?" And he said, "Yes, I'm in the process of doing it."
That's huge.
So he's going to do plinth key rings.
Well, he's doing a prototype.
No, we've got our resident artist that we could ask to do the
Well,
Star Wars.
I meant, yeah. If
No,
someone could,
that'll be like a Disney thing, won't it? Or that'll be like
not
like
for T-shirts.
I
but
would-
for
I would-
the-
I would just love to be drawn
Yeah.
as Watto. Like,
Yeah, can
I
we
just
do it
love
for the,
someone
let's
to
just
draw
do
me
it
as
for the
Watto.
off-air podcast
Yeah.
picture.
And if Belle could be Shmi with, preferably with the
What is
the
Shmi
leather
then?
around the cuffs.
I
and,
would like
sort of
I would like that I would love a shirt.
ravaged by sand
I
people.
would, I would love a shirt. Potentially, it's the Star Wars design, or it could say something on it. I would love a bumper sticker that says "When does it become bullying?" And I would love the plinth keyrings.
No, I think-
those three things for me are the top line merch that this show needs.
No,
Yeah.
I think the bumper sticker is very well, wouldn't it?
Very well.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I love that you say "When does it become
Can I
bullying?"
also?
That's
I
funny.
think. What is the actual count on the Alpha Squad? Because I breezed past it the other day, and I
For
feel
members?
like we're getting
2,700.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's about
700. I thought it was in the 2.9s because I was like, oh, we're getting close
Yeah,
to
no.
3.
We're so off it.
that. Nah,
Oh, okay. And I never want to be like, tell your friends because it's like
I've
it's
invited
only.
a few people. I will say
You've
that.
invited people.
Yeah,
No, but I
invited
wouldn't-
some people.
How do you invite someone?
Well, because when you're in the group, it like suggests your friends that you could invite. Oh, hang on, it's not showing it now. Oh, yeah.
The only way,
Oh,
the
right.
only way the group is going to grow is by other Alpha Squad members telling people that they know likes the show. If you have a friend you think would like the show, you've got to get them to like
You
the Alpha
gotta
Squad and
spread
listen
the
to the pod.
word.
You got to spread the word. If we don't spread the word, the podcast won't grow. The more the podcast grows, the better merch we get. At the moment, we've
Just
got no
think
merch.
think about that.
You
If
know?
everyone could get one friend onto the podcast and into
Yep.
the Alpha Squad,
We would have 5,000 members. in there.
400, yeah.
Yeah, but then how does that help us get merch?
Because then the show gets bigger following, therefore more pull, therefore more money to
Right.
buy a show.
I actually saw something that I selfishly wanted to spend the money on
Okay,
yesterday.
no.
Oh yeah, what was it?
I was like, part of me was like, do I just go rogue and just buy it and then like see? But then I didn't know if you would like vibe it or not. So in
Is it funny if you just go rogue and do it?
No, don't do it.
it would be pretty funny, but I literally like, you know, when you're a kid and you don't know why you want something, you just want it. You look at it and you're like, I like the idea of that. But I was in Melbourne. You know when you go through De Graves and then there's like the arcade, like the Central. Is it Central Arcade? Is it?
Don't know the name, but yeah, I know the one you're talking
Okay, yeah, it's beautiful. It's like it's built in like 1870 and it's crazy.
When you marry it.
about. Righto.
love the arcade so much.
It's so beautiful. Why don't you marry it?
Nah, it is a really, really nice building. And
It's very-
when
yes, it is
the
historic.
clock hits the hour, these trumpeting babies come out of the wall. Pretty cool.
So what did you want to buy, a baby?
No, I didn't want to buy the baby. No, there was like all sorts of stuff. And there's like this place that did Dr. Zeus original art and stuff. No, I was just like walking around there, and there was one store it was like a gentleman's store, and it sold canes. like literally, no, it was like long black stick with like gold, like a gold handle with it's like a dragon or something like that. And it's like, and literally like there was cigars on the walls and like a wall of canes. And I was
What did Kane set you back?
I didn't actually check the pricing, but I was just looking at it. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, imagine if I just like bought a cane and came in. Like, because it's a real store where it's like, good day, sir. I said good day.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing with that arcade. Yes, like you said, it was built in the 1800s, and they do try and
They
preserve
do
a
and
little
try and
bit
keep
about
a
it.
couple of
Yeah.
little things.
You can get a cane on Amazon and eBay for upwards of $40.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
like
that's just
what?
like an
For one of these
actual
ones,
cane.
I reckon you'd be almost
Honestly,
out of pocket with
these
$1,000.
canes looked
These are
like
fashion canes. They're probably actual canes.
And it was
you need.
like, I suppose it was like on one way it's real pimp, and another way it would be like, you know, if you're like an oil tycoon or something, and you just like you actually genuinely have used a cane. I don't know. They just look really cool.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, doesn't excite me too much.
I feel if you spent the money on a cane that you got over within 48 hours, that would be so bad compared to like the Alpha Squad would lose out on merch
It
because
was one of those things that
cane.
I was like, the only reason that was like, there was so much of me that wanted to just like, I had the money, I was like, just buy the cane, man. Like, you want the cane, buy the cane. And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, the wider audience of people that listen to the radio show would just be like, what? Like, it doesn't. I didn't feel like it benefits anyone other than me and people that get to touch the cane.
The way I see it, we've got 3 options in front of us. First one is we buy a cane. Second one is we use the money to gamble and try and get more money.
Yeah,
that's option 2.
Via Brendan Fraser.
Well, I'm open to suggestions, but yeah, at the moment,
even like the first round of footy's next Thursday, so
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
could
this
do a
doesn't just
huge.
become a
I
thing
reckon
of
we could do a
betting.
pretty sweet multi on the first round of AFL.
No.
Yeah,
And then option 3 would be we use the $1,000 for show merch, but you won't be able to get that much.
yeah. I would rather make more money somehow.
Whoa! I don't know about that.
I mean, that's pretty
Annie has just presented the wheel,
Oh god.
and it says
No,
cane.
I don't.
Hang on.
It says merch, and it says gamble.
I
Is
feel
this
like
too much of a decision
I
to
feel
make?
like it's too big of a decision to make. Leave it to the wheel because I will abide
what
by
about
the
this?
wheel.
What
says.
about if we put a poll up on the Alpha Squad, and we have the 3 options,
hey.
and we actually let the Alpha Squad decide what we do with it?
Yeah, all right. I'll do that now.
And maybe on tomorrow's show we can take some calls and stuff.
Should we hypothetically see what the wheel would have forced us to buy, or is it?
All right, let's see
Will
what
will that sway the jury though?
I don't know.
Let's just see what would have
like,
like.
the wheel gets a vote.
The wheel
the
does
wheel-
get a vote, but we're not like
the wheel gets my
we're
vote.
all shaking our hands and said we're not going to agree on what the wheel says this time, unless it says what I want it to. I think in my heart desires.
The wheel
said-
doesn't want us to gamble.
It landed on gamble. I think gamble's the smartest
Responsible
option
wheel.
because the gambling thing is we make more money, and then at the end of it, potentially we end
Buy
up with
more
merch,
canes.
merch and a cane or a cane each.
So clearly landed on cane.
Okay, it's landed on cane there.
So I
Right.
think it wants us to buy merch. The
Merch.
wheel.
See, my thing is though, $1,000 for me, not yet quite enough money to buy enough merch. So that's why my brain's saying go gamble some more. Sure thing,
Yeah.
make some more money, and
Yeah.
then when you get to like the 5K mark, then we just buy tons of merch
And canes.
and we give it end canes.
Could you? I think if you're free one afternoon, come to the cane shop with me because like once you see it, you'll be like, oh shit, I get it. Like I get
Yeah,
it.
there's one on Etsy, right? There's a cane on Etsy, white decorative walking cane with a swan head.
Yeah, that's the sort of stuff they've got. Like,
That's $130, 113. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
That looks sick.
How do you post a poll?
You can do it. I know you can do it. Pretty sure you can do
It
it.
doesn't let me.
Otherwise, we'll do it in the comments.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough. This has gone long enough.
Yeah.
There's a lot of orders of business, but it felt productive.
Yeah.
It felt productive.